although I have studied in India for 10 years for postgraduate, I mean for MA and PhD, but my study was mostly about ancient India or some archaeology. I mean, such as industrial civilization. I don't know much about some important, bigger modern India, such as like Periyar, yeah. But I just heard from my colleagues who was he. Actually, I heard once upon a time. Sorry. Yeah. So I feel very some honor to talk in this museum. And then nowadays I'm teaching in Korea in some college about some Indian history, Indian archaeology. Many especially many Korean students asking me, so why many Indian has a good sense of science? I mean, like we know the fame of like IIT Madras, IIT some many like nowadays CEO of many global company. I think from India. I think. I don't know why generally many, Indian citizens are good with science. Maybe since long time I heard India invented concept of zero and then mathematics. Then nowadays, since foundation of modern India, so like for example, best example IIT and many scientific some institution and these things. So I was invited to talk about some my work in my colleague Professor Deepika's college. So I wish to encourage our young generation about some scientific work, like with the help of very much future science, technology, logics, and these things. So and then when I was in Deccan College as a postgraduate student, at the times I was thinking I wish to bring some scientific idea and methodology to study about Indus civilization, especially burial. Why? Harappan civilization or Indus civilization is very famous for its vast existence. Like you can see, if you combine Egypt and Mesopotamia, so this Indus Valley civilization was fast spread because there was many good place to stay. So if you will see the important site, so this yellow color is important so-called city at the time. One of big cities, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Ganeriwala, Lakhegari, Ejore, Dholavira. Generally we accept. And then another site, important site like Kalibangan, Lothal, we generally consider not city, it's a kind of town or some big village, something like that. And then as you can see the red color, it was known as actually village. In other words, there were some important cities, many villages. That means there were many peoples. But as you know, people will disappear after maybe maybe around 40 years, 60 years. But some people remained generally all over the world in some burial context. Anyhow, so this is a kind of picture. Red color is important city. White color is all important some village site. So far, we actually have located. As far as I know, around 2,000 some settlement site. But not necessarily every 2,000 site is a city. Most of them is a village. So important thing, there are some important city as well as many villages. So important question is, what about the people who were there? So one of the important thing to look at is actually the people who were buried at the times nearby their areas. This is a kind of some drone, satellite imagery of Lakhegari. I think very few. Here maybe actually visited there. So this is a kind of one of vast city site during that time, and this is a kind of some site map. So here, as you can see, this is a kind of ancient site. We call mound. So burial is here. what it means, it is in Nakigari, it located in north. But the other side, for example, Paramana, and other side sometimes south or sometimes east. So actually, Indus people choose their burial ground very randomly, sometimes south, sometimes north, according to their own geography. Maybe if there was some good place to, with water, fresh airs, maybe they will choose north. Sometimes they will choose south. That's why we archaeologists couldn't find many burial sites till now. So as far as we know, we found very few burial sites, which I have shown you around 2,000 city as well as village. So very, very few burial sites. The one important reason is the location of burial ground is very random. Sometimes north, sometimes south. Here also actually how we found, as you can see, this is a kind of Rakigari burial area. Ancient citizens burial area. But it is located north. And then from city side, it approximately 1.5 kilometers away. So actually at that time, agriculturalists informed us. I found some skulls. I found some ancient pottery. That's why we could, archaeologists could identify this as a burial area. So far, very few burial sites has been reported. In other words, we have very few evidence on the people of Indus Valley civilization. And then earlier, for example, like some burial area was not investigated by a scientific way, especially modern biological, some scientific method. So that's why our team thought, at least let's start some scientific research on the people of Indus Valley civilization. That was our main goal. Then our project was a kind of, we worked together, Indian archaeology team as well as our South Korean some biological scientists. As I told you, something we wish to get some more scientific some investigation over there at the time. So this is a kind of at the times when we are excavating the Rakigari burial site. And then we took those people initially for biological research, and this is made drone prepared by myself. So as you can see, we excavated approximately 70 individuals from Rakigari. Then we left some site because when our science will develop more, maybe our future archaeologists must investigate again. Why? In future, science will develop more. So that times, so still there are so many individuals unexcavated. Anyhow, we found around 70 individuals, you can say, around 70. And this is how we worked. As you can see, full medical gown, like why? Because our biological information should not mixed with actually our Indus Valley people. So we work and we documented. Standing up camera, it's me. So we document all process about this, how to go. And then at the time I trained some of students from, today I visited her college, Madras Christian College, some history and archaeology department. Some students came to Deccan College at the time. I trained them how to excavate, and this is, we worked together at the time. Then we are taking some medical documentation. This we call CT scanning. Of course, it's very costly. One individual photo is around 20,000 rupees for scanning. Because doctor was very angry because of your work, we couldn't take some patients. You pay some more. So at the time, this one shot was approximately 20,000 rupees at the times. But one thing is good. We are getting very high resolution 3D data about people. So after that, we are going to research like this. Sometimes there was one case, he got a hit here. But of course, it was not reason for death. If I'm not wrong, this is a male. He got a hit, and after he lived peacefully, then he died. So we don't know. Maybe very, very strict teachers. Don't sleep. Something like that. So anyhow, so we can tell some individual history about, we don't know, maybe when he's let's say take caring of some cattle, maybe at that time some like a wolf or something, some animals attacking, so he wished to protect his cow, and then maybe cow would also hit. So we don't know, or maybe very naughty friends throwing some stones, he got it. Alright, hello, we don't know. But anyhow, it was not cause of that. So like this, so we can study many very, very individual story all about the individual, as well as we can reconstruct some case as well. Then now this is me. I'm collecting some soil sample from burials. When people will die, of course, some story of life story, some famous some sentence will remain, as well as some money will for next generation. And another important thing is our last food in your stomach also will remain. Whether you eat 4 weeks before, 1 month before, it will remain in your stomach. So then when we excavate those areas, what you can find, this is a parasite egg. So for example, when people die, parasite in our body realize, oh, he's not drinking water anymore. He's not taking food enough. Okay, I must make my next generation. So he will produce so much egg in our body. That egg is very strong and hard, almost like a diamond. So it remains around our stomach area. So when we search this person's soil, we can identify if there was some disease, if there was some like a pandemic like something. So we can identify that. And then I took some sewage area also, some soil to test, but we couldn't find any parasite over there. So at least during major period, I mean when Indus Valley civilization was very highly flourished, at the time city would have been very well maintained, I think. This is one of very unique. No parasite at all. We tried every individual samples, so we couldn't find any parasite egg. So at the time city would have been very well maintained. So very probably, at least they didn't have any water problem, especially drinking water problem. So anyhow, we tried to do some parasite research. Then generally, this is a kind of typical burial case. Individual, the dead person is always towards north. Yeah, north in the sometimes northwest, sometimes north south. Because of season. Because in some season, north in the sense, when sun goes down like this, from them is north. So maybe if somebody died in spring season, maybe little bit north south. In the maybe like November, maybe little bit northwest. But anyhow towards north. And then only some pottery, in other sense, some food offering. That's all. Just like this. Then from Lakegari, this is one of luxurious grave. Only some brick treatment towards the head. That's all. Very, very strange for me, because even though like non-urban civilization in Korea we have, but when we excavate, even though village culture, like a Bronze Age village culture, you will find the bronze, weapons, like sometimes like a bronze, some treasures, mask. But this is urban civilization, contemporary with Egypt and Mesopotamia and China. But this much humble and this much, it's very difficult to understand for me. Still, I cannot understand why this much practical, some idea of death was there. Anyhow, so far, most luxurious tomb in Lakegari. Why? Brick treatment. That's all. Now, of course, sometimes we have more like potteries. So today, one student asked me, "Is there any some social difference, like some class?" According to my opinion, no. For example, okay, there is only 5 potteries and some food. Maybe this is a female, some very elder female. Maybe at the time she was treated by bricks and this thing. Maybe at the time her son was not there because of trade. Maybe from Lakhigari, maybe from Gujarat coast area, maybe for trade. That's why when she died, at the time maybe only 2 sons. That's why maybe only this much. But sometimes if this is man, if at the time he has many sons in his Lakhigari, maybe more some like offering and this thing. So from our evidence from burial side, it's not very clear to social status as well as just according to son, how many sons, like affection to your parents, affection to your grandfather, grandmother, only that much difference. Then sometimes we found some people are burying like this, sometimes burying like this, burying like this. We found they just put whether the person who likes. For example, my grandma used to shout, "Don't sleep like this," because I like this. But my grandma saying like, "You must sleep like this." But they put sometimes people like this, sometimes like this also. So this is a photograph. People were buried at this position like this on the kind of pottery bed. And this is one of the lady who wear necklace, carnelian and these things. But one thing, this is not offering. This is originally she wear this old jewelry and this thing. Maybe she at that time she had some clothes. And then she just buried. So it's not offering, just what she has. So we called at that time, our team called this lady as a Miss Lakhigari because she has many necklaces. Then we have some maybe probably family gathering, some burials like grandfathers, then grandmothers, fathers, uncle. So a kind of family concept was there. And then always north towards north. Then we have published our all basic information, what we have found. And then some our all information about anthropological profile over there. And then some like an injury, reason for injury, but it's not because of high violence. It's some accidental, some maybe violence happened, individual story. And then we found one very interesting young couple as well. So we do not know exactly what happened, but at least one thing, they buried together. It was not like this is a lady, this is a boys. Like around early 30, 35. And the male is looking for female. So we do not know what happened over there. Anyhow, so basically our scientific research in Lakhigari was to unearth the story of people themselves, individual story of them. Then I know many people are interesting to know about other things. Then if you ask question, I will answer about that. More than information. So this is basically what we have found from burial excavation in Lakhigari. Thank you.